All right, we're gonna delve into first and second declension adjectives. You'll find this in the purple book on page 72. Okay, and we'll also notice that it gives us some vocabulary. And so we're gonna look at these. I've only got a few written here. We've got magnus I should have written, it means large or great. Altus is high or deep. Bonus is good, malus bad. So we recognize right off the bat, these have different endings than we're used to seeing, right? With our vocabulary. Usually we're given a nominative and a genitive with our nouns. So in this case, these are our adjectives. And we're gonna recognize that they tell us these are first and second declension adjectives. So it's giving us a hint about how these will work. So let's just look here and we recognize us, okay, and we know something about those endings. I've seen us in the second declension masculine here. I have seen the in magnus right here, and the on magnus is here. And we recognize these are our second declension masculine and neuter, and our first declension feminine. Okay, so that is where we get the first declension adjectives, first and second declension adjectives. It's simply indicating these adjectives will be using those endings. What I want to make clear, and one of the things that I think gets confused early on, is that first and second declension adjectives, they don't only belong to like first and second declension words. These adjectives belong to any noun in any of the declensions. First declension, second, third, fourth, fifth. These can get paired with any of those nouns from any of the other declensions. Okay. The only reason they call them first and second declension, and to me it is a little misleading in that sense, is that these adjectives will take the endings of the first and second declensions. So I just want to make sure that that's clear right off the bat. I have this little symbol here for a puzzle piece, and this is how I introduce these to my students in class, to your kids. And I'm not going to go into that because I'm going to keep, you can ask your student about that and how I integrate that and how we go for discovery on the rules for adjectives, but I'm not going for any discovery with you parents. I'm just going to give you as much of the tools as I can give you in the shortest amount of time possible, which I'm already 3 minutes in. So we're going to quickly move on. Okay, so here I have some of the vocabulary listed that I'll be using, and there are more in the book, obviously. So I'm going to come over here, and I've got a few examples. Now, typically they'll give you the Latin, and when they give you the Latin, the nice thing about Latin is it's already done for you. Okay, in the sense that we need to have our nouns, the gender, number, case, we must match to our adjectives. So we just want to be sure that we're assigning these things to match. Okay, and so I'm going to start here, and I'm going in the English because, like I said, in Latin, it's already done for you. When you look at the Latin words, they've already done the GNC, and they've already placed it according to its quantity or quality. And so I'm going to go to the English because this is where we struggle the most, is just working in how do I do this. So I always start off, I bracket these guys together, and I place my ADJ to indicate this is an adjective. It's telling me what kind of sailors? Good sailors. Okay. And I'm going to start with my noun. So I look at this and I need to assign gender, number, and case. So the gender of sailors is masculine, although it is a first declension word, which is primarily in the feminine. This is a rule breaker. So we got masculine. We also have number is plural, and we're going to assign this the nominative, okay, as if it's a subject. And then we'll come over here, and you don't have to do anything more. I now know that good is going to be assigned the same gender, number, and case as my noun, okay? So I just do one set of labels. You can make them bigger and put them right over the top, however you want to do that. And then when we get to translating, I look at sailors, and I'm going to translate this one first. So I say, all right. Oh, and here's another one. Actually, I'll do that in a second. Let's just stick with this. So Sailors in the masculine, nominative plural, okay? Nominative plural here is the, oh, sorry. No, I got to stay in the feminine, right? Because nata, natai is in the feminine declension. Even though it's a masculine rule breaker, we always use these endings, nata, natai. And so I'm going to take natai because that's the plural there. And I will write natai. And then I'm going to look at good. And I need to recognize, okay, what kind of an adjective is good? It tells us in the book that these are adjectives. They can be divided into two different categories, quantity or quality. Good is a quality, right? It's the kind of quality we want about a person. I always just place a little arrow to remind myself it's going to be placed after the noun because adjectives of quality come after and follow their noun, okay? And so then I also need to remember with good, I am looking at this word here, bonus aum. I know that sailors is been assigned masculine, so I'm going to go with this ending, which is my second declension, masculine, and it will be a plural nominative. So I'm going to come up here to masculine, plural nominative, and I'm going to assign this boni, and it comes with my arrow. I know it's coming after, okay? Boni. And that's how we translate that, okay? Once we assign gender, number, case to our noun, that's the same, it gets assigned the exact same gender, number, case, adjectives, okay? And then just translate it as such. And then place your arrow. I'll place it forward or backward, depending on what kind of an adjective I'm working with. The next one, the bad servants. All right, I'm gonna go straight to my noun. Actually, I am gonna go straight to my noun, but I like to block the whole thing in to remind myself, this is the adjective here. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and label my gender. I know that servus, servi is a second declension word. So it is masculine, it is plural, and we'll assign this. This could also be, because it's just a phrase, we could make this a nominative. We'll make it an accusative, just because I feel like it. Okay, and so then we'll look at bad and know that this word is my adjective and it's going to be assigned these same gender, number, case. If it's more helpful to you to put your ADJ over here and to just go ahead and write this again, you can do that. I try to keep things a little simpler, so I just make one big bracket and place one set above. But if this is better for you while you're just learning, then just do it this way. Figure out what's going to work for you. Okay, so then we're going to come down and say, all right, so servants, we know is a second declension word. Okay, so servants, it's plural and accusative. Okay, sorry, I got to get my phone up there. Plural, accusative. It's going to get the os ending. Servos. Okay, servos. All right, and then we look at bad, and we need to do the same thing. Masculine, plural, accusative. Okay, so we're going to come over here to bad. Okay, we said that we needed a masculine, so we know us is the masculine ending, right? Because this is feminine and neuter. So masculine, we're going to take malus. We're going to drop that us ending because we're going into the accusative. So we're going to come up to our masculine. We're going to take an accusative plural ending, malos. Okay. Oh, and I also didn't remember to place my arrow, right? My adjective little arrow. Okay, so I come over here. Malos. All right. Okay, so the quality gets placed after my noun. Okay, come down here. A large tribe. Now here's one of the things that I was trying to sort of remind you of. Tribe is the word gains, gentis. This is a third declension word. And we're using first and second declension adjectives. And we can do that because adjectives will be assigned to those endings. And then we'll go ahead and find gender, number, case of my word tribe in the third declension here, right? I keep wanting to do that. So I'm going to group the whole thing. This is my adjective. And large, let's see, is that a quality or a quantity? In this case, this is going to be a quantity. So I'm going to place my arrow going forward to indicate where I'm going to place that particular word. Again, come up with your own system for what works for you. You don't have to use mine. Just come up with something that reminds you where to place it. All right, so we look at tribe, And I know it's a third declension word, as I said, gentis. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and look this case. You know what? Let's go accusative on this one as well, just for kicks and giggles. We could also do nominative. Again, these phrases don't tell you exactly the case, but I don't see a to or a for or an of phrase of in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to assign this an accusative. Okay, so we're going to go gender on tribe, which is feminine. It's a third declension word, and we have to use our rules on the third declension to determine what kind of gender this receives, right? And then this is singular, okay, tribe. All right, and these get the same, are assigned to large, okay? Large is going to be translated in a feminine singular accusative as well. So I'll go ahead and translate tribe, and I have gentem. Okay, sorry, I should have just taken you right up here to see. Actually, I don't have my third declension up, right? I do not have my third declension, so various is E-M-A. Okay, and so that's how I got the accusative singular there. Now, let's look at large. And you know what? Let's see. Yep, this is over here. So this means large or great. Okay, so we're going to look at magnus aum. We need to recognize we're coming up with a feminine singular accusative. So we're going to look at the feminine, right? Feminine, we said singular and accusative. Okay, so am ending. Okay, so I'm going to take magn, M-A-G-N, and I will tack on the ending. And I have my arrow showing me it's going to go in front. Magnam. Okay, magnam gentem. Okay, so that's how we start to work with these, right? These receive these first and second declension endings, but they can be assigned to any other noun of any of the 5 declensions. Okay, so with the adjectives, 4 things are required. We have our G, N, C, and Q, which is how I explain it to the students when we talk about the G. Oops, that doesn't quite look like a G. N, C, and Q. These are the points of connection, okay? These are the way that we connect these words into our sentences, okay? And so this is how I use that little puzzle piece there. And these then require, right, 4 things. It requires gender, number, and case. And it also requires a quantity or quality. Okay. All right, finally, adjectives require 4 things, as we discovered. Requires gender, number, case, and then a quantity or a quality. So that's sort of the 4 pieces, the 4 sides of the puzzle piece, right? And so we always know then when we're dealing with this, we have our noun, that anything that represents a quantity as an adjective will come before the noun, and anything that is a quality will come after the noun.